Hi guys, I'm Anthony from New Dram Drinker. We were honoured that Jim asked us to record a little intro for this latest video that he's doing. As you all know, Jim plays in a band, but what a lot of people who watch our channel don't know is that I actually play the guitar as well. I've got mine here. I'm just going to give it a little tune before I get going. My idea is I'm going to do a little ditty for the intro for this video, so I hope you enjoy it, and here we go. Nick, turn the lights off. And get me my hat as well, will you?
Hello and welcome back to another whiskey review with me, the Whiskey Novice. It's good to have you back, and thank you to Anthony and Nikki from New Dram Drinker for that great performance of an intro, and we will hear more from New Dram Drinker later on if you hang around. It is review number 40, part 4 of my little trip to America, where I was just looking at some offerings that they have to put out, just some. And this time we are staying with the Buffalo Trace distillery, which we were a couple of reviews back, to look at Weller Special Reserve. What's different about Weller? Well, it is a wheated bourbon. So rather than using rye, they use wheat. Now, Buffalo Trace are known, they make your pappies, etc., which are very, very hard to get, which all fall under different wheated mash bills. This, as I say, is their standard, I think, from what I know, wheated mash bill, which is 16 to 18% wheat, which, as I said, they use wheat rather than rye for this. There are other wheated bourbons out there, not all made by Buffalo Trace, obviously. What they tell you, what generally, and not just Buffalo Trace, but they do tend to say then, because it's wheated, it will be slightly sweeter. Wheat tends to make it slightly sweeter than rye in your mash bill. That's what they say. So going by that, what's it like? Well, it's bottled at 45%. It has a very, very initial bright nose. Very rich new leather, not an aged, a new leather. Say this is a bottle of 45%. There's some cereal notes in there, and there are, I mean, I thought whenever I nosed this at first, I was just telling myself that I could smell Weetabix because it's got wheat in it. 16 to 18% in a mash bill, which has obviously got a lot of corn in it as well. It's got a lot. You would wonder how much of that you can actually smell, but I'm convinced that I can, doing this again, actually smell hints of like Weetabix cereal, something like that. You know, there's definitely something in there. Tobacco. And then you get to the bourbon notes, vanilla, caramel. There's honey, toffee, caramel, as I said. Very gentle. There are some sweet fruit notes, like a sweet stewed apple, like a good rich American apple pie, if you imagine, with maybe cinnamon, that sort of thing, you know. Yeah, it is fresh, it is fruity. Slight sweet and sour delivery, but very, very pleasant. All the trappings you would expect of a bourbon. Vanilla, caramel, toffee. But there's also getting hints of coffee on the palate, and There is a spice, nutmeg maybe. Finish, very long. It's very long. More of that nutmeg hangs around. More of that, as I said, like apple pie, but there is like a cinnamon thing going on there. Very, very pleasant. I will try and break it up a little. Why not? We're here anyway. That nose gets bigger, it gets bolder, it gets better, and now I'm getting orange. Big, big orange hit. More toffee. There's a chocolate, not chocolate, but a chocolate bar, and it's like a raspberry ruffle, strangely. Very, very pleasant. It's slightly, changes to a slightly salty delivery now. With the addition of the water, much softer. But incredibly creamy. Incredibly creamy. Soft, creamy, sweet. Yeah, very, very good. The finish. For me, the nose, the palate actually improved with that touch of water. And the finish, I would say, has actually gone a bit off, slightly. It's just got a bit hotter, it's got a bit harsher. Which is a bit of a shame considering the rest of it did improve with that drop of water. But not to take it away from it, that was just the addition of a drop of water. You don't need to add water, obviously. I am going to compare this. I don't have any other wheated bourbons in my collection at the moment. But for my own shits and giggles, shall we say, I wanted to go back and compare it with something then that, if this is 16 to 18% wheat in the mash bill, from memory, back to good old Buffalo Trace from the same distillery is around 16 to 18% rye. Now that's not to say that the rest of the mash bill is the same, but I just wanted to compare the two together to see if there are any, coming both from the same distillery, just to see if the wheated one is much, much sweeter than the rye. What would be sort of, now obviously this is a lower ABV as well, but yeah, even on the nose, the wheated is much sweeter. Very, very soft, this, but you know, when I say soft, it's creamy. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously they're two totally different whiskies, obviously. But this is just thin and watery on the palate after trying this. So it shows you the mouthfeel and the body that this has got. Big. Volume, okay, and volume, yes, there is, it's 45%, but the addition of that water will have pulled that back. But this is lost now compared to this. This is completely overridden anything that's going on. Okay, maybe if I cleanse my palate and we're back in. But that's just feels soft and thin and missing does the Buffalo Trace in comparison to the Weller. So how would I summarise? I like this, I do. I mean, I've always liked this. I sought it out because I wanted to try something. I wanted to try a wheated bourbon. I knew Weller had a good name. Buffalo Trace obviously have a good name. So yes, I mean, I would recommend this. It's getting sort of hard to get in these shores, but it's still around there. I think I paid around the £45 mark for this, somewhere around that. You would expect to pay £45 to £50 in the UK for it, is sort of what I'm aiming at there. But it's something different. Don't expect a run-of-the-mill bourbon if you buy this. So yeah, definitely, I would recommend it. So, moving on, it is time to share the love again. And, of course, it is New Dram Drinker. Of course it is. There they are. And there are the beautiful couple themselves. Could I have picked a more flattering picture of Anthony to use here? Of course I could, but where is the fun in that, I ask you? Anthony and Nicky, yet again, I've been watching, I know most of you out there who are watching this probably already follow New Dram Drinker, follow their videos. I know I have for quite some time. I say this about most of the people that I share the love with. The first thing that I'm going to say about them is their enthusiasm for whiskey and for whiskey content that they put out. That enthusiasm is just there in spades where these pair are concerned. But it's not just the enthusiasm, it's innovation. Anthony just always seems to be coming up with new ideas. I'm saying Anthony, both of them seem to be coming up with new ideas for directions to go in, different things to try, and it keeps you on your toes. As someone who is making reviews and who's making whiskey content, it does keep you on your toes. You got to stay awake when these pair are around, because they're in the thick of it. And this is the thing another thing that I love about them. They are right in the thick of the community, and everybody knows them, and they know everybody else, and fair play to them. They just keep going and keep ticking, and there's always something fresh with them. So if you haven't checked out New Dram Drinker, really you should. They've loads of videos, they're around everywhere. I'll throw links in below. Take a wee look. These pair are entertaining and worth a watch. There you go. That's this review done. That's me leaving America again. I will be back the next time with a series, quite a long series, which I've been planning for a while. I would like to thank you all for joining me, as always. Thank you for sticking with me through thick and thin. Sometimes I don't necessarily like whiskies that other people do, but that is just, it's opinion, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you to my patrons once again. If you'd like to join in and become a patron, I will put a link in the description box below. Thank you for being here. Take care, look after yourselves, look after each other. Here's to your good health. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please click and subscribe to be notified of further content.